Alright, good morning, guys. Good morning, we're back. Great to be back. Just gonna go ahead and get right to it. Like I guys been telling you guys, the winner of the cash giveaway, straight directly out of my profits, of course, will be announced after the stream. But of course, like usual, we're gonna be analyzing the charts here and seeing what we can potentially carve out of the marketplace here. So on NASDAQ, we have a clear draw on liquidity here. I want to see us reach down into the sell side here from Monday, July 10th. So that's what I'm looking at for the NASDAQ as of right now. You see that large drop at 8:30 a.m. Tomb, J.I. Mike, what's going on? So if we extend the opening price out here, we could see how we used that in the London session and right before that 9:30 or not 9:30, 8:30 drop. So we opened, traded above the opening, cleared out internal buy side, and then we continuously offered it above opening price once more, and then right at 8:30 we opened, trade right up to that midnight opening, and then slam down. So this is a perfect picture example of how smart money accumulates shorts above the opening price. But yeah, I'm gonna see what this 9:30 opening does. Ideally, I want to see it take some type of stops, just because obviously longer term I'm looking for lower prices, but I don't want to be catching a falling knife in a deep discount. That's always not a great high probability trade. So morning, Steven, Mad Cat, Sean. Good to see you guys again. But as for this 8:30 opening range, though, not a bad sell here. Almost just about an optimal trade entry into this imbalance that was left behind. Taking out these short-term stops here for those who are impatient, of course. And then targeting the sell side down here. So we have 3 more minutes until that 9:30 opening. We're breaking into new lows now off of this order block here. Let's go to NASDAQ. See how we just continually keep pressing lower? So since we were doing that, that's why I liked that yesterday's high impact cleared some form of buy side, because if we wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have had confidence to expect lower prices still going into today. Dollar index, you see how we use that midnight opening as well, multiple times accumulating price below the opening to distribute longs higher. Keying off of this imbalance here, we have 3 drives pattern right here. Sell side was taken multiple times, 3 drives lower, and then at that 8 o'clock, 8:30 hour, we get our expansion to the upside. And then for the dollar, obviously I want this high wiped. So for targeting purposes with ES, I'm going to go ahead and mark out. So this little beefy guy here, this is the order block. So I'm going to go ahead and take consequent encroachment right there. Consequent encroachment of this candle here. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the midpoint of this imbalance as well. One more minute till that 9:30 opening. So these 2 levels here, that's what I'd be looking for near term. And then on NASDAQ, I want to see this low swept here. So that's what I'm looking at right now. But yeah, obviously I haven't been tuned price action. I was on vacation down in Puerto Rico, but it looks like it's been an overall wild week, honestly. High impact news obviously was a little carnival ride here. So let's see what this 9:30 opening does. Does it just send us straight lower, or does it come up and take those out who have been making money to the downside? $9:30 opening just opened right here and slammed up into this inefficiency, and we're trading off of that right now. And I'm going to pull up NASDAQ on my other screen here. Go ahead and run up that like button. We're back, baby. Back and better than ever. Once again, the winner will be announced at the end of the stream here. I just want to focus on price for now, of course. Dollar index continuing towards that buy side there. NASDAQ just swept that sell side I was looking for. Beautiful. So now that we reach consequent encroachment of this imbalance on ES and the sell side, I want to see what we do from there. Alright, so you see the initial react. Sorry guys, still having trouble with my speech apparently. So we just had an initial reaction off that consequent quotient of the imbalance here. And then if we flip over to NASDAQ, we saw that sell side we were looking for ahead of time was swept. Beautiful, beautiful. And then if we go over, there is a significant regular trade narrow gap, I would say. Same with ES. How old am I? I am 20 years old. Soon to be 21. Getting back into that initial balance we keyed off of at the 9:30 opening. Boom. And I want to see if dollar index was able to sweep those highs we were looking for. Not quite. I do want to see that though before I consider anything on the averages in terms of going up for buy stops or whatnot. So I can go ahead and take this off. So yeah, little consolidation here on the daily time frame. Where did that happen at? Just around equilibrium, so that's expected. Nothing new over here. So there's going to be buy side resting above here. On the 5-minute time frame, we're filling in this 5-minute gap here as well. So I want to see us fill in at least the midpoint of that regular trading hour gap and take some form of buy stops. So if you take our 830 high to the low that 930 made, you can see that would be in a premium, of course. Shorted from the breaker block on EU. Man, I haven't looked at EU in a while, I'm not going to lie. I don't really trade Forex too much, but I'll go ahead and look at it. Breaker block, so I'm assuming you're referring to this 15-minute breaker here. Beautiful. But yeah, I'm not going to commentate too much on... I will say I'll probably do that in the future, but not today, just because I haven't looked at it prior to the stream or anything, so... Yeah. Flip back to NASDAQ real quick. So I want to see if NASDAQ can use this imbalance here. Or this one. Doesn't matter. I want to see if it can use one of these imbalances to then come up and sweep some type of buy stops. Whoops. The Dow has just cleared buy side at the 910 high. Beautiful. So this line here is simply just sell side on the daily time frame that was cleared right here. And you can see the beautiful reaction off of that. And I want to see it come sweep these highs here and potentially this one. Alright, so NASDAQ just got into this lower one. If it trades below this and goes into new lows, then I wouldn't really be interested in seeing buy side taken up here. At least for now, until, let's see, the dollar index. No, not Bank Nifty. Don't need you. Until the dollar index clears its buy side up here at 102.847. So you see how I'm using the dollar index to form some type of narrative. So if this high isn't taken, as well as on NASDAQ, that would be a SMT divergence because the Dow did take this high out. So that's something to look at. Initial reaction here off of this 1 minute order block. So if you look at what NASDAQ just did, you see how it got below this imbalance and then it trades up, respects it as a balanced price range, and now it's continuing lower. So now I think that we may be looking at going in below this 930 low here. And then DXY continuing towards that buy side as well. So keep in mind NASDAQ is trading into this order block right here. So look at consequent encroachment of this candle. Notice these 3 volume imbalances formed here. Notice all 3 of them got those bodies laid over them. So that's what you want to see. You want to see bodies get laid over volume imbalances. And then after the bodies are laid over them, that's when you really want to see volume imbalances like these and these be respected. So NASDAQ getting ready to press into that 930 low. Higher targets for the Dow index once again. And then looking at the Dow, you saw that this high was taken out, the 910 high, as I mentioned. See how after the 930 opening we traded up in that lower quadrant of the regular trading hour gap here. So I want to see if we can get below this 930 low here and then dig deeper into this imbalance, and then once more down to the potentially down into consequent encroachment of that daily order block. But yeah, no reason to, I mean, obviously there's those who caught shorts and whatnot, whatever. But past this 930 opening, there's really no need to force anything just because it's Friday. We've already traded to discount arrays. We're coming up off a high impact news day yesterday. So there's really no reason for you to push it, but that doesn't mean don't look for your model. Go ahead and run up that like button for me, please. Would be very much appreciated. So you see how the body's here? See how the body's beautifully respected this up close candle? So this is a prime example of institutional order flow entry, or not entry drill, institutional institutional order flow, sorry. So on the downside, you want to see it respect up close candles and then go for sell side. We're trading back up into this volume imbalance. And I believe we just laid... No, not quite. We didn't quite leave a body over this volume imbalance. Okay, so NASDAQ was able to sweep this low. Looks like ES may be sitting out and saying, no, I'm good. I don't want to sweep this low. And very clear draw on liquidity for buy stops up here. And I want to see if dollar index was able to sweep. Not quite. So I would have a great more deal of confidence for taking some form of a long on NASDAQ or ES, just short-term scalp, obviously. I would have a great more deal of confidence if we were able to sweep the buy side here on the dollar index. Now we did sweep this Tuesday high, but it would be more high probability if we swept both of the highs. So there's the rundown on that. So ES unable to sweep this low here. NASDAQ did. and we got displacement higher off of that. So you want to see it get above this imbalance here and treat it as support, and then go for the buy side, ideally. And if you take the midpoint, beautiful respect to the midpoint of this order block right here. You see that right there in the midpoint. Beautiful. Dow was also unable to sweep that low, so, and Nasdaq was, so that's even better SMT divergence you're looking at. But yeah, these highs here just look too clean to me, especially on the Nasdaq. And then you see how we worked midpoint in this 5-minute wick from obviously 9:30. And then we have this 15-minute imbalance up here as well. So keep that in mind. Now, if it doesn't even come up here and it would just leave this open, this would just be a breakaway gap simply. And then it would go for my lower targets on the daily time frame. Now I just want to see if we find any support here at, so these two down close candles here would be one order block. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one off because, there we go. Just repriced into this imbalance here that this order block created. Now if we don't find any respect here, then my interest is gone and we'll probably just keep grinding lower. But this buy side for now looks pretty juicy to me, so. $32 viewers, or 33 viewers, 14 likes. Can I at least get half of the likes out of the viewers I have, please? Would be very much appreciated. Thank you much. Thank you, Elite. Wick, yes, I had that delineated. Beautiful delivery to the sell side down here at Nasdaq. It's that weekly low. Digging into this down close candle, which is an order block here. Morning, Rome. Good to see you back. And then, yeah, we do have that high impact news at 10 a.m., which would be 7 more minutes. What's going on, Zach? So we traded into 3 things here just now. We traded into this volume imbalance, boom, extend it out. We traded into this order block, and we traded into this imbalance. But let's look and see what we do on this high impact news here. Once again, for the new viewers joining, if you're wondering about the giveaway that will be taking place at the end of the stream here after I'm done annotating price action, of course. Consumer sentiment, what's going on with you? Five more minutes. We now did just form an intermittent turn low on the lower time frames for now. NASDAQ holding at this order block. We just swept below that weekly low a couple more times here. See that? Wicked below it 3 times. But yeah, there are times. So the thing with 10 a.m. red folder news is there's been more times where I regretted placing trades prior to the news than there's been more times than I was rewarded. So I just decided, obviously, with experience, to just completely stop taking any type of trades prior to 10 a.m. red folder news, or any red folder news for that matter. You just wait till after the news release, of course. Because as soon as that news opens, it can do any, like, it could whipsaw wherever, take your stop out, and then go for whatever your target was, or you were just wrong and it comes right for your stop right at that news. So not a good idea. Nope, elite, nope. No trades for me. I didn't trade anything. I'm just obviously tape reading here with you guys, explaining everything real time as usual. Nothing new here. Good morning, Jane. TikTok live. But yeah, anyone that's seeing this 15-minute swing low, be informed, and they were taking shorts and they're holding on, following the trend. They're probably sweating right now. One minute to that news release. Let's see what it does. It can do anything right at that news release. You don't know, so that's why you don't have positions placed. All right, so there's a expansion, holding that intermittent term low. This high was swept. Now we're gonna see it sweep this high. So beautiful delivery, everything panning out as I said it would. Of course. So yeah, I want to see us get above this buy side and potentially even up here above this 840 high. So we got that displacement I was looking for at the 10 a.m. news release. There's that buy side cleared. No surprises here. Now, if there wasn't any 10 a.m. news, obviously I would have longed right here because I was outlining it real time. But it's better just to not long because it could have easily just whipsawed and came and took my stop right here. Sorry about that, guys. Always getting calls during my live streams. It's annoying. So beautiful delivery to these buy stops. People chasing price lower, putting their stops above here, of course. Nothing new here. That's what I was expecting to happen. We're going about the midpoint. Yeah, just about at the midpoint of that regular trading hour gap here. So anyone that's familiar with my streams and whatnot, they're probably not surprised right now because we do this every single day. I live stream. We annotate everything, mark out our levels, and yeah, you guys see the history on that. Alright, there's that buy side pierce on NASDAQ. Obviously, this was delineated when we were trading the whole way down here. This isn't like some cherry-picked hindsight type thing going on. Trading to that 15-minute gap. And if we rush past this 15-minute gap here, right here, I would not be surprised if we came and swept these London highs up here, just because it's Friday and there's always a tendency for us to retrace back into the weekly range. So keep that in mind for sure. So anyone chasing price lower just got wrecked. If you were on my stream, you weren't one of those guys chasing price lower, of course. I would hope so. So we did just reach premium. If you take our dealing range, London high to low, we did just get all those premium arrays we were looking for. Obviously no entry yet. And I actually want to go see what the dollar index did. So we just slammed lower at that opening. Very close to this high though. I really would have preferred if it swept this high, but and it is 10:04. Beautiful. So I can go ahead and take this off. You guys all saw that delivered real time. Now I just want to see how we act now that we're digging into this daily fair value gap low, coupled with the 15-minute imbalance. So this right here is the 15-minute gap we traded into, and then this blue shaded area would be that old daily fair value gap, lower end right here. Now, I'm not demanding that we come up here because we very well can find support, or not support, sorry, resistance at these premium arrays we traded to, and then continue lower, or we can go higher to the buy side. So right now, it is a little 50-50. This right here would have been a high probability entry if it wasn't prior to the 10 a.m. news, because could have just whipsawed right down here, boop, take your stop, and then expanded higher. But I do want to see us get down to this initial imbalance, and then the mitigation block right here, this up close candle, and then low, higher low. So mitigation block. Nasdaq just traded into this rejection block here as well. Not quite to a premium, however. Well, we did get into a premium, but now we're back in discount, of course. And yeah, okay, Nasdaq did dip into that 15-minute imbalance. I didn't think it did initially, so that's good to see. Alright, 38 viewers, 25 likes. Run that like button up for me, please. You saw everything outlined real time, of course. Let's get to 30 likes. Would be very much appreciated. And in about 30 minutes, I'd say, we'll be having that drawing out of the private members. and whoever is selected will be given the cash giveaway directly out of my pocket. There's no like sponsorships or anything extra going on here. Alright, so I like to support refining, or I keep saying support, the resistance refining at this old daily fair value gap low and this 15-minute gap. Alright, come on, two more, and we got 30 likes. Thanks, guys. Take a look at NQ here. So I want to see if we can hold this short-term, intermittent-term high formed. And then I want to see what we do once we get here. Do we respect it as support, or do we get below it and then treat it as resistance and then go into new lows? So just look out for that. So boom, repriced right into that, as well as the 5-minute gap. See. So dollar index does have some more upside here, which would send the averages lower technically. We just traded down to the 10 a.m. fair value gap, as well as the mitigation block right here. So that would just be this right here. So this up close candle. You want to see NASDAQ swiftly move away from this balanced price range if it wants to continue higher. Thank you guys. Appreciate you for getting me to 30 likes there. Very much appreciated. So initial support being found at the upper end of this 10 a.m. gap, as well as the mitigation block. There we go. Alright, so now that we repriced back down into optimal trade entry level into the mitigation block and inefficiency, we just displaced above this swing high right here. Beautiful. And then once again, I'm going to take this London high to low. See how that was down in the discount. So now that we've seen these signatures, I want to see if we can get up into the 7 o'clock highs, 5 a.m. to 7 o'clock highs. And NASDAQ, or sorry, ES is clearly the leader to the upside for right now. NASDAQ still reaching for that premium relative to the daily range, which would be this gap here. That would be their premium ray near term. So yeah, all the upside targets here were delineated ahead of time. Nothing hindsight, of course. That's why I go live rather than just recording what's a hindsight recorded videos, of course. Went long on the mitigation block. Well, looks like you're doing pretty well right now, then, Steven. No, that's a great long right there. 10 a.m. optimal or post 10 a.m. high impact news driver, optimal trade entry. And then now I'm looking at this buy side here. Same for NASDAQ. So boom, you want to see it get above here. And if it does come down to this low, you don't want to see it get below that. And if it does, you want to see it reject off quickly. You want to see it respect this low 15127 flat. So yeah, no reason to come back down here or here. See what the dollar index is doing. So we just formed, for now we formed an intermittent term high. Right at that buy side I was looking to be swept. We did sweep the Tuesday high here, but I did want to see this previous week's high being swept. But for now it looks like the dollar index wants to draw down into this imbalance here. And then once we get down there, it might consolidate, which allows the averages to continue higher, or it can respect that and trade higher, which I'm not expecting too much for the dollar index as of now. Yes, sir, Steven, I would probably take some type of a partial right now. So once again, like I said, you want to see it get down and respect the, if it does get down to this low at all, you want to see it respect that. So yeah, I want to see it rush to the buy side. No need for any significant retracement as of right now. So ideally, you'd want to see it institutional order flow entry drill in this imbalance. So as expected, no retracement needed, and we just repriced to that buy side. Beautiful delivery. If you guys rewind the tape, you can clearly see that all my levels are denoted ahead of time. So everything that I wanted to see did take place this morning, so love to see it. There's that buy side cleared. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something out of this. I hope you guys found value. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button. Clearly, those who were watching me today were taking some type of profit. If they executed, which, I mean, you don't really need to. You can just come here to learn. You don't have to be pressing the button, especially if you're not ready. So now, if we're going to get really animated and just continue higher into the close, I'd say we go above these highs here and then into new week opening gap right here. Right here. So just about 4499.50. NASDAQ is lagging behind. You want to see it get above these highs here. So yeah, I just want to see NASDAQ deliver to our targets. And then once we do that, I can get started with the cash giveaway here. So this will just be those who are... So anyone with a star in the comment section, or anyone that can comment, which would be my private members here on YouTube, randomly select someone out of that list there. And yeah, simple as that. And we'll give them the cash. And then obviously I'll later I'm gonna be what was I gonna say? I'm gonna obviously post the proof on my community tab and Twitter of me sending them the cash, because I could like very easily just be like lying and never even send them the money. So I've seen people do that, but anyways, yeah, I will be posting that, of course. So boom, reprice down to this order block. You can get long there. And target the buy side up here. So boom. Obviously this is paper trading. I was gone for a week, So stop would be behind the order block here. But yeah, I was gone for a week. I decided no live funds trades are going to be taken this week. I will be back with live funds in live stream next week, obviously. But yeah, no live funds will be taken for me this week. So you want to see NASDAQ act as a sixth sister and catch up with the ES and come and sweep this 7 o'clock and 5 o'clock highs there. And then those of you who took my live call out on this mitigation block, you would have taken the long here. You would have taken either your full profit or you would have taken partial profits above here. So, and then ES really just continuing higher right now, and potentially you're gonna sweep this London high here. So the trade on that mitigation block, or just this trade right here on NASDAQ, that would have been a high probability live funds trade. Obviously, this is a paper trade for a reason because it's up in a premium. So, but I just wanted to put a trade on just to give you guys a live representation. So if you were to get long here in this order block, your stop would go behind the order block, and then you want to see it act as a sixth sister approach and go for the highs here. So I can go ahead and erase this because we saw that delivered real time. And then I'm not demanding that this was happen, because if you took the mitigation block entry, you would have saw buy side being delivered. But if we are going to continue higher, it will come for this London high and up to New Week opening gap here. And why would it come up to New Week opening gap? Because it holds fair value for larger funds. Probably take profit once ES takes London highs. Yeah, definitely maybe take some partials though. Well, not maybe. I would definitely take partials once we got above this buy side here that I denoted. So no surprises here. It's a Friday. Everyone's trying to get short because of it's been grinding lower. So those who are chasing it lower getting taken out, of course. But yeah, obviously I was on vacation Monday through Thursday. No trades were taken for me today. So it's never a good idea to just jump into a Friday and just trade with live funds fresh off of a 4-day vacation on a Friday after high impact, even though I precisely outlined everything real time and my targets were hit. I'm fine with my targets being hit without making real money. So yeah, we'll be returning with live funds next week. We will be live streaming Monday through Friday. So yeah, partials always pay. It could continue higher and you get more profit from not taking a partial, but it also can go lower and just take you out and you don't get any profit at all. So taking partial profits and paying yourself guaranteed sounds better than the probability of making nothing. So Let's go ahead and take a look at Dow. Pretty much same thing for Dow here. So Dow actually already taken out. Dow really animated, already up to new week opening gap and the London high here. So before we go to that London high, however, it looks like ES potentially wants to retrace into this 5-minute gap. And there's no reason for it to go any lower than that 5-minute gap. So if it goes lower than that, then my interest will be done for the day. Back like I never left. But yeah, as you guys saw, beautiful trade setup right here. The mitigation block and then efficiency. This would be a high probability, low risk buy if it wasn't ahead of that 10 o'clock news. So you just wait for that 10 o'clock news expansion, boom, comes down, get long, take your partials above these highs, and hold for terminus up here at 4496.25. So we're kind of just consolidating within this gap here. And it looks to me like it wants to retrace down to this 5-minute gap coupled with this order block. It doesn't have to, but if it does, that would just be most likely accumulating accumulating more longs to come from the London high up here. So, want to see if we can come up into new highs here. I don't believe that the up move has capped. See how they just kind of match the high here, the London high. But yeah, the reason why you'd be taking partials is because obviously we got to the buy side here, initial buy side we're looking at, and then we're also back above. So if you take midnight opening price, extend it out, you see we're back above that. So yeah, I think that would be, let's measure it out here. This would be about 4472. So just about 20 handles there. So honestly, you could have just took your full profit up here and been content with that, or even maybe just this 830 high, and then yeah, you already have more than enough there. So small consistent gains are better than Hail Marys. because most of the time the Hail Marys, they're not making you money, they're blowing your accounts. So yeah, don't be greedy. So just about into this 5-minute imbalance here with the order block. Like I was saying about Dow, see how Dow is the clear leader. And relative to yesterday's high impact news, we reached up into premium. And this premium imbalance here. Beautiful. So yeah, the retracement here isn't random. We returned above midnight opening price and traded into a premium raise, so it's always a chance that you'll have some type of retracement like that. So let's look to see how we react now that we've gotten to this 5-minute gap. Now it could just like dip into the high end of this 15-minute gap, but there's not too much of a reason to come down there, just because if you take this 830 high to the low, so basically just the opening range low, 830 to 930 low, this would technically be a balanced price range, because we came the whole way up, and then once we come down, you'll see it respected as a balanced price range. That entire price leg. Nasdaq just dipped down into that 15-minute gap. So yeah, I would say if it doesn't come from the London high here by 11 o'clock, it probably won't at all, and it'll probably just consolidate or just go lower from here. Alright, so we're finding initial support at the 5-minute gap. Now you want to see it as get above this 1-minute imbalance and treat it as support. And then ideally, this initial gap that was just formed right here, you'd want to see that act as a breakaway gap, since that is where we repriced into the 5-minute gap. So once again, looking for these highs. Whoops. I'll just put this back here. Beautiful, beautiful. Alright, come on, hurry up. Get to my levels so I can do this giveaway. Nasdaq found support at that 15-minute imbalance low, as I mentioned, real time. Beautiful. So it looks like we're just about to shift into new highs here. Fake resistance being formed here. Maybe see it get into this volume imbalance. There you go. And then key higher. So, like I said, Nasdaq found support at the 15-minute imbalance low right here. So, just this right here. But Nasdaq a little conflicted as of right now. See, it trades up, wicks off, then premium imbalance, and then opens, trades down into this imbalance, and now I want to see it propel higher. I don't want to see it hang around. So you want to see it propel higher off this imbalance right here into these highs. But if it trades below this, gets below this low, then my interest is kind of not there, and I'll just do the giveaway. So ideally this would be a breakaway gap once again, just because this is where it repriced into the 5-minute gap. No reason for it to come down in here. Then you want to see this yield support to then yield higher prices into the London high. So up here. Dollar index retraced into that 15-minute imbalance I mentioned, as well as the 1 hour imbalance coupled with that. So now that we created a swing point within this 1 minute imbalance, you want to see it just rush above both of these opposing imbalances here and this order block, and then just rush above these highs. And then once again, if we do get above London high here, you want to see it if it can get up into new week opening gap here. So basically just 4 or 500 flat. So you see this balance price range here? If it just anything below this balance price range, your interest should be gone, but I still believe there's a high probability we're going up to 4494.50. So no reason to think it wouldn't be going there. Nasdaq created that swing low at that imbalance. As well. Also, I love how we returned to equilibrium and took out the swing low and traded into the imbalance. Let's go check out Dow. So Dow was able to get up there. Very strong move here today for the Dow, but very ugly price action overall. I mean, just look at this. This looks like Euro USD from 2022. Alright, so you see how we're respecting these opposing imbalances. So, like I said, you don't want to see it disrespect to this balance price range here. And if this fails here, this would be a prime example of why I preach that you don't take entries in premiums. So this would be considered a deeper premium relative to the daily dealing range. And then the high probability discount buy, obviously, the play of the day would be this optimal trade entry here. So yeah, 11 more minutes, we'll be doing the giveaway, and then I'll end the stream. So right around 11 o'clock. You guys know I hate trading the 11 o'clock hour, but sometimes towards the end of that 11 o'clock hour going to lunch, the lunch macro does perform if we consolidated at the end of the New York session. So yeah, we just traded below this balance price range here, so that's not a good sign, but so this now would be technically our last line of defense. Not that we'd be taking trades and premiums like this anyways, but notice how for today, okay, so we're shifting below that low. Notice how for today I have these targets here and the new week open gap. You don't need those to be traded into. We already had let's see. This was the first target, these two highs, so that's one. And this is the second one. And this was the third one. So we already had 3 targets traded to. Why do you need more? You'd just be getting greedy at that point if you were demanding that at a price. So we did just get a market structure shift below this low. We do have an SMT divergence forming here. Dow was able to take out the high here. Boom. And we just entered that 1050 macro. This will be the last New York session macro. So now that we've repriced above the midnight opening, and we held the intermittent term high at London, and repriced into this gap, I don't think it'd be too far of a stretch to say that we may be wanting to come down for this 15-minute gap now. So entering that macro, what does it want to do? Seek opposing stops, which NASDAQ has already done that, repriced into this 15-minute gap. And then below this, the sell stops here. So yeah, let's look to see if it wants to retrace and do this fair value gap. See how it got below this 15-minute gap and respected the low end of that. And then disrespected all the opposing imbalances and the balance price range here. Just dipped into this 15-minute gap. Which is these black lines here. That's just a 15-minute fair value gap. That's all that is. NASDAQ, the leader to the downside. So we do have SMT divergence. This 830 high was not able to be taken out on NASDAQ. It was on ES, of course, and the Dow. $10.50 to $11.10 macro. No, not ES2. There we go. Let's see if I got that right. Not quite. There we go. Go ahead and run up that like button for me, please. Every single live stream, including this one, we delineate live setups real time, and normally I'll be taking live funds trades, as you guys saw me in a lot of my live streams doing. Obviously not this week. Today was the vacation week. There is going to be sell side below this 10 o'clock low here. So yeah, just take this entire time window, boom. Take our dealing range here from today. You can see this would be the discount. Dollar index finding support at that imbalance I mentioned, and it looks like it will want to propel higher towards that higher time frame target I mentioned. So NASDAQ is the leader to the downside once again. The ideal short would be with ES, since ES got up to this area. So with SMT divergence, the one that takes the high out, that would be the ideal short because it has more downside potential, as you can see here. So NASDAQ was the one that didn't take out the high, so that's the one that you wouldn't really want to be shorting. You can, but that's if you want to get the most out of your trade, you'd be trading the ES. I think we're back. Okay, let me know. Are we back? Let me know in the comments if the stream is back up. I guess I was just outlining too many good setups today. They just wanted to take me out for a second. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. So yeah, beautiful long setup here today this morning. If you caught that, probably be just best if you just closed up shop here. Appreciate you guys. I would have just been talking to myself for a while and not even knowing, and wouldn't even got the giveaway on stream. But we're pricing this old 5 minute gap here. Right there. Two-minute mitigation block here. This down close candle. And then as for NASDAQ, this retracement is most likely happening because it's going into this 5 minute gap. So ideally, in a perfect world, you'd see it respect this 5 minute gap high and the bounce price range at the same time. So S&T divergence after getting to premium arrays over here and stops taken out, get displacement lower within the macro, and then retracing up into a bounce price range, and then target down here. So with a paper trade, because we're not risking live funds, just for visual representation, I would never take this trade with live funds just because it's Friday and it's 11 o'clock. So I wouldn't take this trade with live funds. This trade, however, would absolutely be taken with live funds. At this mitigation block here at the 10 a.m. expansion, boom, and then get your 20 handles, which we caught this morning live, of course. Now, this isn't a bad trade idea, and it's a reasonable setup. The only reason why I say I wouldn't take it with live funds is just because it's the time of day and the day of week. That's all. Nothing else to say there. Man, got this lingering cough still. Okay, so the reason why I still have this gap delineated here is because it was the initial opening range gap right here, so that would be important to me. And then the first distribution leg, this will be a high probability draw on sell stops because this is the first distribution price leg. So in a buy program, this will be where smart money is buying, and then they'd be taking off their longs up at the S&T divergence there. And then SSO is just sell side liquidity. That's all that is. Hopefully my stream is not buffering. Okay, it looks like we're good. Once again, for live streams on YouTube, the quality isn't always the greatest in terms of the screen. So if that's an issue for you, once again, I always remind you guys, you can go to settings and then go to quality and then hit advanced, or just hit higher picture quality, but I would do advanced and then just do 180p, and then it'll look very clean. So hypothetical entry would be in this. So this red area would be the discount zone. I hate saying the word zone, but it'd be in this discount area. I'm sorry, premium. I was calling this discount. So the short would be up in the premium, and then discount obviously is where your take profit is. So just looking for price to move from premium to discount. That's all it is. So yeah, daily high to low, we got into that premium stops, premium inefficiency, and then we had the SMT divergence. The only reason why you would be even trusting lower prices without this buy side being swept is because of the SMT divergence. And then NASDAQ is obviously the leader here. So that first distribution leg was just taken out. That's a high probability draw on sell stops. And then the short would have been in this balanced price range here. Or this 5-minute gap here, boom. See that? But once again, you don't with SMT divergence, so how this high wasn't taken out, there's more downside potential for ES since it traded higher above the highs. So you would always want to trade the one that took out the high within the SMT divergence. So partial will be taken off here at sell side liquidity, and then I'm gonna hold for full TP down here. And then after we wrap this up here, we can get started with the giveaway. I'll do a random drawing, like I said. You know, I'm a good trader and all. You know, I do this full time, obviously, but I'm not. You know, there's a cliche thing where if you're a good trader, you just have to be rich and a millionaire automatically. Obviously, that's not true because I'm not rich and I'm not a millionaire, but I do pretty well and I make enough money to take care of myself, so, and have nice things. So, good enough for me. But anyways, I'll be doing these giveaways. For now, I'll be doing it monthly. But once I reach new levels, whatnot, like I said, I'll start doing it weekly. But for now, I'm just going to be doing the giveaways monthly. Once again, it's not any type of sponsorship or, whatever else these people are doing nowadays. It's none of that. It's just directly out of my pocket. Whoever wins, I'll ask you to send, if it's okay with you, you send me your number, and then I'm going to be sending it to you through Apple Cash. So if you don't have Apple Cash, Apple Pay, I'm not going to be able to do it because, unless we live close to each other or whatever, I'm not going to be delivering it in person. And I don't really trust Cash App or PayPal or any of those things. I don't use any of those. So Anyway, enough said on all that. So once again, that balance price range that we were using was here. Institutional order flow entry drill into this 5-minute gap with this balance price range. NQ continuing lower. And I don't think it would be too much of a stretch to say that we're going to come and take out this opening range low here as sell side liquidity. So because what I'm seeing with NASDAQ, I'm actually going to move this down here. And then I'm going to take my partial right here. And then I'm just going to trail my buy stop into profit. And then just hold a runner for down here. Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? This is very unfortunate. Just let me know in the chat if we're back then, guys. YouTube just doesn't want to see me win, man. I know I'm outlining so many good setups in one session, and basically giving out free money, but damn. Let me do my thing, YouTube. Alright, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys for letting me know, because without you guys I wouldn't even notice. But I guess it didn't even get my partial. I guess my partial wasn't even recorded here, so I did take a partial here, 8 handles. Let me make sure my stream's still going. Yep. Alright, we're good. So partial here was taken at 8 handles, like I just said like 5 times. Anyways, terminus being held for down here just because what I'm seeing with NQ. Wrong NQ. This NQ looks like it wants to come down for this 930 low here. I'm sorry, YouTube. I know you don't want people making money, and I know you want us all being slaves, but just let me outline my setups live here, please. They know I hold the secret. They know I have the algorithm. The secret one. I'm joking, but anyways. Today is a good example of how you can algorithm Alright. Today is a good example of how you can catch high probability, high frequency scalps intraday going both directions. So the high probability long right here, which would be taken with live funds if you're executing, because this would be a high probability entry. Get to our premium arrays, clear the stops, SMT divergence with the NASDAQ. Macro sends it lower with displacement and then retraces into the balance price range multiple times, get short, and then you take your partial in the internal range liquidity here, So this would be about $600 partial right there. So trader is paid. And then you hold for terminus. And then for here, you would get long here. 4472. Get long there. Partial profit up here. Or just a full take profit, which, and that would yield you 16 handles. Beautiful. And then you could have held a runner for up in this imbalance, or just up here, and then your obviously your stop would be trailed in profit, so it wouldn't matter if it came for your stop or not. So we're tracing to this 5-minute imbalance. So $600 trader paid at the partial here, and then our risk is close to none. So beautiful. I think we're back for like the 5th time. Let me know once again. I appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you guys for letting me know, but I agree with Inferno. This is very suspicious and weird because I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but a lot of times whenever basically I don't know if I'm saying too much or something. I don't know what the hell's going on, but they just like to like end my streams here and mess with my streams. It's got a very who's who's HW? That's got a very damn, dude. This is unfortunate. I've had this happen to me before, but not. I think it just happened like 3 times. Let's see if NASDAQ was able to reach down to that opening range low. Just about. We're getting down to that. And then ES would be the 6th sister that would want to catch up. Dude, honestly, I don't even know at this point because I don't see this happening to any other live streamers. So it just so happens the live streamer that's giving out a bunch of knowledge and helping others make money and obviously trading in front of you. It just so happens that they fuck on my stream like that. But I don't know. Go ahead and run that like button for me, please. Very much appreciate that. Alright, welcome to the trading fam. I see, just like the others, you have seen value in what I bring here. You are a little late though. I'm not going to be able to shuffle your name for the cash giveaway at the end of the stream here for my private members, so you'll be in the next one though. So yeah, high probability short right here in this 5-minute gap with this balanced price range. I know I already said it a couple times, but I just want to keep delineating that. That's what I was going short on. Technically, it was a 5-minute entry, but I entered on the 1-minute time frame. But it's still a 5-minute entry, nonetheless. So only until we get below this black line here, which is the 15-minute imbalance low, only once we get to that, I can put my stop in profit. Appreciate you, Rod. I think a lot of my members just took this long here that I outlined and, just took their profit and went on with their day, which is, that's what I want them to do, honestly. It's a perfect trading day. Nothing more that needs to come with it. I'm going to open up the public chat for a couple minutes here. Allow you to give your 2 cents, whatnot. So this consolidation isn't surprising to me. We're consolidating close to, not at equilibrium, but close to it after we cleared the internal sell side. So this consolidation is warranted. Oh man, I'm not sick anymore, but I still have a lingering cough. So you guys remember when I was sick from my live streams last week. So if we're gonna continue lower towards the opening range low, this would be considered the second distribution leg in the sell program. This will be the first right here. And then for the upside, this will be the first one. Let me go to the 1 minute. This would be like the low risk buy. So this would be a market maker buy model. Buy model, sorry. Original consolidation, come down, make the low, make the intermittent turn low, and then we come back down to this inefficiency. This would be a low risk buy. Although it isn't a low risk buy because it's right ahead of this 10 o'clock news. Could have came down and wicked you out. So you wait for that 10 o'clock expansion. You get that. Boom. Optimal trade entry. Get long. Target the buy side. And this premium array. Get out. And now obviously we caught this short to the downside. So this is a example of how you can trade both directions intraday and be profitable. Adam P says, what's your opinion about Romeo's new release About Time? I don't know. I know who Romeo is. I see him on Twitter, whatnot. I don't really know anything about him to say anything, so. And I haven't seen his, I guess it's a mentorship or something, whatever. I don't need to buy any of that, so. I'm sure it's good though. Actually, I'm not sure it's good because I have no idea. So, yeah, I can't really say anything about it. I don't really know. But if we're using probabilities here within the trading community, more stuff is bullshit than it is real shit, I guess you would call it. So, I would say it's more likely to just be like a cash grab and, just repackaged ICT content, which is what it's probably giving out. I'd say it's more likely for that to be the case than it to be original and authentic, but that's not me hating on. I'm just talking about probabilities here. I have no clue about him. He could be an amazing trader for all I know. Surge says, would you consider potential reversal when Nasdaq reaches the lows, or why would you consider that ES will fall to the sell side? So it's a six sister approach. I don't need it to follow to the sell side because I caught the short here, partial taken in the internal sell side, 8 handles there. Risk is close to none, so I'm just holding a run around for down here. I don't need it to get down there, but I think it would be advantageous for it to get down there. As for Nasdaq, I wouldn't say this is a reversal point, no, just because it's 11:30 and it's Friday, so I wouldn't be expecting much more. We'll probably just consolidate, maybe grind a little lower into the close, but yeah, no. So after taking an internal sell side, we're consolidating. I want to see it expand out of that consolidation lower. See how we use this 1 minute gap multiple times before going lower? No. I didn't say Nasdaq's going to stay where it's at. I said we're probably just going to grind, a little bit lower, keep grinding lower, and then just consolidate into the close just because it's Friday. That's what I'll be expecting. And then ES will catch up as a sixth sister and go for the low. Ross, I had to leave early today. Who was the winner? I didn't announce the winner yet. I didn't even do the shuffle here yet. Once this trade gets wrapped up and I'm done with this here, which shouldn't be too much longer. Should be around lunchtime. That will be taking place. So honestly, the probabilities aren't too high for the one person to be a winner because it's about, I think I have about 30 something private members here, so you have about a 1 in 33 chance. I'll be doing it monthly though, and eventually weekly, like I said. Just cash giveaways. Sean, always a pleasure, always a pleasure. And I believe Sean was one of the ones that caught this long that we outlined real time. All the levels were marked out real time. Nothing was hindsight. And the reason why I always say that is because, like, on social media and Twitter, you always see guys come back in hindsight and mark everything out and, look like a genius. But they can't do it real time. And then they'll proceed to sell something. That's how the game goes, I guess. Not for me, though. Sandro, what are my thoughts on US 30? Well, I live in the US, so I have no reason to look at US 30, so yeah, no thoughts. It's pretty much the same as ES and Nasdaq, I would assume. Not too much different. I would believe so. So risk is completely removed. Man, my chart just looked naked for a second, didn't it? Partial already taken. We're getting close to, yeah, lunch. And then the stop will remain above the 15-minute imbalance here. Now, I don't know when, but I do believe that... Well, actually, I believe that it's consolidating for this lunch macro here. And then once the lunch macro hits, it'll then spool towards the sell side. Which, once again, you don't need it to. We already got 8 handles and risk is removed, as you guys can clearly see. Alright guys, one more like, and we got 40 likes. It'd be very much appreciated if we can get there. Thank you guys so much. So to me it looks like we're gonna have to wait till around lunchtime to do this giveaway here, because price is just consolidating right now. And then, whoa. Above here. Doesn't have to get to this 15-minute gap, but there's always a chance that it will. Right here. So the stop will be above that in profit. So normally the better sells will be the average who made the higher high within the SMT. But with a rare case, this NASDAQ here was the better short, which isn't normally the case. So the balanced price range short right here, and then target the lows here, which was already delivered, and then the 5-minute gap here, go short there. Boom, beautiful trade right there on the NASDAQ. So notice how many times we use this 1-minute gap here. Why is this 1-minute gap so important to me? Because it's right at equilibrium. Golden nugget, baby. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if we consolidated and waited for that lunch macro here, but it doesn't need to do that. So the sell side was cleared on NASDAQ like we were expecting. Premium to discount. And for NASDAQ here, we already cleared the sell side here, so I'm not going to lay out any targets on NASDAQ until next week. Mike, I don't think we got into the 15-minute fair value gap. Let me see here. Yeah, not quite. It would be better for it to leave it open, but it can get into it. That's why my stop isn't being trailed aggressively. It's staying above the 15-minute gap there. And then we have this opposing 15-minute gap. You want to see that act as balance price range, which we already did. You see this 15-minute candle opens, overlaps this wick here, and then respects the balance price upper quadrant with the body here. But yeah, kind of just stuck in a consolidation right here. And let's actually go take a look at DXY. So another reason why I was able to trust going short at this time frame is the dollar index. We have this higher time frame target I've been looking at all morning, and you see we're almost there. No surprises that we're gravitating towards that. And then the long we took this morning, so on the flip side, we were able to trust the short because of the framework we got intraday, and then we were expecting a discount imbalance to be traded to on the dollar index. So the dollar index is just used as like a barometer for me. Man, some days on days like this, I wish I could just break my rules and whip out the AMP live account. Took this long here, took this short here. Beautiful day, but rules are rules. Coming off a 4-day vacation, not looking at price for 4 days. Well, I was peeping at it, of course. Come on now. You guys know me. I'm not going to not look at the charts, but anyways, not being in sync with the weekly range. My kind of rule is like, don't go to the end of the week if you haven't been in price, like wherever I was. Just don't risk live funds. So anything past what I'm looking at right here, you really don't need any more. So like if you were to take the short here with me in this balance price range, take your profit at just over 8 handles, you take your full profit there, and that's a beautiful scalp. You don't need any more than that. And that was what, $500 pocketed. So I mean, who wouldn't want $500? All right. Looks like dollar index did get to that level there. Thank you, Mike. Beautiful delivery. If you guys rewind to the very, very beginning of the stream, I had this outlined. I'm not trying to beat my chest here, but you guys can clearly see that nothing's hindsight and everything is ahead of time here. Beautiful. So stuck in a consolidation once more. We have 5 minutes until that initial lunch macro. So yeah, I don't really care what the outcome of this trade here is, because obviously we have the partial and risk removed. But once again, for those who didn't hear, as soon as this trade is executed, whichever way, the giveaway, or I will shuffle between all my YouTube private members here. So the guys with the blue star, shuffle between them. One lucky winner will get some trading profits directly out of my pocket. Hopefully you guys have Apple Cash, because that's how I'm planning to pay the winner here. So I don't trust Cash App or any of those other apps, and I'm not sure if I'd feel comfortable meeting any of you in person with some cash. Not that I can get robbed, because I'm literally giving it away. So, but I don't know. That'd be pretty ironic if I got robbed. So if I went to go do the giveaway in person, I'd give away the money and they robbed me for it, even though I was giving it to them anyways. That'd be pretty nutty, wouldn't it? If you guys like any non-subscribers in here, if you guys like what you saw, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. I live stream every single day of the week. Sometimes I'll skip Monday, which you guys know why. Lots of times it's better to skip the Mondays. But yeah, other than Monday, we're live streaming every single day of the week. Monthly giveaways are now taking place for the private members, and eventually weekly. Okay, Adam, you won't rob me? Alright, I got you, bro. Adam's the winner, guys. So yeah, I guess this is more or less just time distortion. So let's see. The consolidation started 11:12, and we're now at 11:48. So that's just kind of time distortion. No real significant time period within this time window here. But then we're getting ready to enter that lunch macro. So that's when I want to see some real movement. Damn, Mike. Alright, we just entered that lunch macro, the first minute. Let's go to NQ. Looks like NQ wants to shift into new lows here. So NQ was the cleaner sell, even though normally we want to sell the one that took out the high once again. So this sell right here, high probability scalp to the downside. So I want to see expansion right out of this consolidation. Man, it's taking forever. I don't think the algorithm wants me to do this giveaway here. I was supposed to be done by now. So once again, we're just waiting for an expansion out of the consolidation. Expansion. Like how we're respecting this old inefficiency, I can take that off because I can just eyeball it. So notice what happened within this last New York session macro. Within that macro, what did it do? It took our internal sell side, so boom, we can delete that. Now it is possible that it comes up and sweeps these highs and just dips a little into this 15-minute gap. That's possible, but it doesn't need to. And it'd be ideal just to see the expansion lower. But definitely trailing your stop above these highs would be pretty idiotic, so don't do that. Man, sorry about that cough, guys. Damn. I'm not a smoker. Don't smoke anything. No vapes. Can't stand vapes. I like to call them pussy sticks. Yeah, none of that bullshit going on. I've just been having this lingering cough. I was sick the other week. You guys heard my voice give out midstream. But yeah, I don't know. Appreciate you for that comment, Mad Cats. It's always good to be reassured about that, because that's why I'm doing these live streams, to help distribute the knowledge and make others money along with me. So NQ just consolidating now that we've swept the low here. So on the it's a lot of on the downside, want to see if we can maybe get to consequent encroachment of this order block here. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, see that long wick? We don't really need to use that. I'm just going to use where the real volume's at within this candle. You can see we technically already got to the midpoint of the body. So yeah, I'll just be looking at the low of that SIBI there. So yeah, just kind of trading sideways right now. So yeah, Duke, you could be right here. I would not be surprised if they rammed it up above these clean highs. and obviously reprice into this 15-minute imbalance here, and then send it lower. But I mean, I don't really care what it does at this point. I just want the trade to execute so I can do this giveaway here. Alright, so there we go. 15-minute imbalance, reprice to. See that right there? Essentially the midpoint traded to. You can see that. So now we want to see if it finds resistance or it just continues higher. So like I said, it'd be pretty idiotic if you were to have your stop trailed above these highs here. That's always a good way to get your stop ripped. See the initial precision off this daily fair value gap low right here? So we wicked up into that, wicked off. I believe we just tapped into this order block as well in the 5-minute time frame. Yes, sir. Back up into a premium. Came the whole way back up, overlapped this 15-minute gap completely. There's a stop taken. Obviously it doesn't matter because the risk was removed. So not bad, little 8-handle scalp there. You see how with good risk management you're not going to lose money if it goes against you, obviously. So alright, boom, let's get ready for this giveaway here. Let me get out all the names here. So this is kind of just like one of those unlucky moments we're looking for the sell side being taken here. It doesn't matter to me because we already got the profits, obviously, but NASDAQ yielded that to us, just not on ES. But yeah, not surprising here because we entered that macro, so it came for opposing stops right here after we took internal sell side. So yeah, not a surprise here at all. But anyways, it's lunchtime. Right around the time to close the charts, eh? But I don't know. Beautiful day for intraday scalping. So this long here and then this short here. Everything outlined real time. So yeah, I think that's enough commentary. Let's kick off this giveaway. NASDAQ. Into that 15-minute gap. But I don't think we're going to continue much higher to the upside. We can, but anyway. Here we go. Here we go. Got all the private members' names here. I'm gonna one shuffle here. One shuffle. Ready? All right. Winner is selected. Boom. One name selected randomly. Okay, so I'm just gonna type it in the chat here. Just oh, dude. There's no way that just happened. All right, it can't be a coincidence at this point. It can't. Let me know if we're back. It didn't let me type it in, but here's the name. This is one of my private members here. So whoever CJW Trades is, that's the name I pulled. That was very awkward timing though. Yeah, YouTube's on some weird shit for sure. But congratulations, CJW Trades. I'll be sending you trading profits from last week. And yeah, send me your number if you're watching the stream right now, or just text me at GK the Trader on Twitter, and I'll go ahead and send those profits to you. And everything will be posted on Twitter and my community tab for proof that I actually went through with the giveaway and didn't just lie about it. Anyway, everything will be posted there. I will be back to do another giveaway in, almost forgot the month, September. And then hopefully eventually I can start doing them weekly rather than just monthly. But yeah, CJW Trades, congrats. I'll be in contact with you on Twitter, I believe. And yeah, beautiful intraday scalping morning. Giveaway done. Boom. I'm satisfied. I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. You guys all have an amazing weekend. I will see you guys probably Tuesday at 9:30 a.m., but maybe Monday. I'll have to see what Price is doing at that Sunday opening. But yeah, I'll be back in a live stream next week, every single day, per usual. So yeah, have a good weekend, guys.